My name is Noah. I'm the CEO of 5C's Farm, and today we're going to give you a tour of 5C's Farm. Any good cultivation facility, it all starts with the moms and the clones and the genetics. So that is the first stop on our tour today. This is our propagation and mother room. Back here real quick, this is where we keep all of our mothers. We store roughly 18 to 36 genetics at any given time. This is Josh, he's our propagation manager. He runs this room. We like to rotate out our moms frequently and always make sure we're bringing in new fresh strains to the industry at any given time. In here, we've got our clone racks. What's nice about this is all of our clones for each flower room is contained in each individual rack. Once the clones are nice and rooted, we're able to take these and roll them right into our flower rooms while they'll finish their journey. All right, so as we step into here, this is our irrigation room. This is the heartbeat of our entire facility. So if this doesn't work, nothing else works. This room right here, this is Rainer. He's our head grower here. This is a room where Rainer is right now. He's batching the fertilizers that will go to those tanks. We try to create a lot of redundancies, so that way he's got time. He can fill those tanks, and he has time to make new fertilizers that will refill those tanks as needed. This room here is our solventless lab. So we only create solventless extracts at 5C's Farm. This right here would be our sub-zero freezer. On harvest day, the flower is put into bags. They're placed into the freezer where they're flash frozen. So the fresh flowers are then, or the frozen flowers, excuse me, are then brought into this room. 30 pounds at a time are placed into the machine with a little bit of cold water and ice. It will then agitate the flowers and knock off all the trichomes, and then it's pulled out through the bags here. So once the water collects all of the trichomes off of the plant, it's then pulled through these bags, and then that's how we create our ice water hash. So once it comes out of the wash, we place it onto trays, place into these freeze dryers, and this is the next step in the process for hash. That hash will then be pulled out and sifted through screens to create, let me grab this real quick, Tyler, to create our hash here. The hash is then placed into bags, pressed. It will then be placed between these plates, and then it'll be compressed. That rosin then can then be made into a batter, into a jam. We can decarb it in our ovens and make it into a vape oil. We also are able to do some mechanical separation and create strain-specific terpenes as well as THC isolate. So that's kind of a finished process. We're now going to go look at the flower rooms, which will show you where everything starts. So this is the view from one of our flower rooms. We have 9 flower rooms here. That allows us to take down a fresh harvest every week. It also allows us to mitigate any issues that might arise in the room so that it doesn't affect the entire garden. This room was actually just transplanted today. So these clones came straight out of the clone room we were in earlier, and this is where they will spend the rest of their life. So this room here was planted a week ago. All of this has to be completely controlled to recreate that environment you would find outside. We do it inside so that we can have complete control over it. We're not subject to the elements, as these plants would not do very well outdoors in Phoenix during the summer or during rains in the winter and whatnot. So this allows us to kind of play Mother Nature here and recreate the perfect environment for the plants to grow and thrive in. Each room has one of these TrollMaster HydroX Pro controllers. What this does is it allows us to control all the environment, all the equipment that controls the environment, as well as the lights. So again, all the rooms are a week apart. So this room is a week ahead of the last room. So as you can see, just a week later, the plants are gaining some height here, right? I roughly like to think of it as that like every day in cannabis plant's life is like a year in a human life, right? if you do the math. So, which is also why it's really important that we have full control over everything to make sure that, you know, they're not missing a day of light or missing a day of water. Because, you know, if you went a whole day without having water, or a whole year, I'm sorry, without having water, it would affect you drastically. So then these are a week ahead of the last room. You know, as you can see, you know, some of this is strain dependent. Some strains go taller than others, and all the rooms we've viewed so far and all the rooms we will view have different strains in them. But as you can see, just in the development of the flower, it happens very fast. And again, as you can see, so this is, you know, different strains again. Not all strains grow tall, some strains are shorter. But again, you can see in the development of the flower, they're ahead of the room we were just in. So height of the plant or size of the plant is not always an indication of its age, right? Or how developed it is. But yeah, certain strains, they just grow differently. So this room right here, this will be harvested in 2 weeks. So we're almost getting we're getting closer to harvest here. This is our Tangy and Cream. And I believe over there we have our Chemisphere in those 2 trays. Truly some beautiful plants. Last room I'm going to show you here is being harvested next week. What we like to do pre-harvest, or a few days before harvest, is they'll come through and they'll take off some of these fan leaves here. That way on harvest day, it's a much faster and easier process for them to cut the plants down, get the tops into the drying rooms, and then take all the bottoms to fresh frozen material. What's great about these tables here is we have what's called a floating aisle. Yes, the benches move, the aisle doesn't move, but we call it a floating aisle because the aisle can be here, or it could be between any tray, or it could be a tray against the wall, and that allows you access to all the plants down either side of the tray. So if you walk this way, you can see as we come down, and that allows us to get eyes on everything that's going on. But it also allows you to get next to some of these really beautiful flowers here. This is a cross. Grape Diamonds and MD. This is one of our flagship strains. As you can see, it's beautiful, but eventually it will be in stores. We do have the rosin available now at the 5 different dispensaries that we're in, so you can give it a try out. It is also the rosin that we entered into the High Times Cannabis Cup for Arizona. So, really good stuff.